Hello, everyone. I am back to you with season 4 of the Wishing You Well podcast. Oh, how grateful I am to be on this journey with you all. Every week, we are being listened to in more cities and more countries all around the world. I'm still considered a very, very small podcast in the world of podcasts, but I find it so exciting and inspiring that there are so many people who are interested in wellness, which is my mission. I say it every week, to spread the word about the things that we can do to live longer, stronger, and healthier lives. This week, I want to talk to you about something that I don't think that we discuss or acknowledge enough, and that is NSVs, non-scale victories. So let's break this topic down and realize together how much we actually have to celebrate. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the Wishing You Well podcast, and I am your host, Maria Patrick. I'm a holistic health coach and Qigong teacher from upstate New York, and I'm always on the lookout for ways in which we can find inspiration and encouragement. Did you ever notice that nearly every single television commercial is now about weight loss drugs, weight loss programs, and weight loss centers? They all seem to focus on what they consider the bottom line, the number on the scale. As a health coach, when clients come to me wanting to lose weight, I tell them each the same thing, to put away the scale for now, and let's focus on eating healthier and moving more and staying hydrated and getting enough sleep. I have a fabulous endocrinologist, and she helped me to get my thyroid disease into remission, and we did it naturally without medication or surgery. And she reminds me every time I see her that it's all about getting great food, great exercise, great sleep, and great sex. She's a funny one, my doctor. Anyway, with her support and advice, my health greatly improved, and it's one of the underlying reasons and things that regularly motivates me to help other people to do the same thing. Earlier this week, I heard NSVs mentioned on one of the morning shows, and it caught my attention. So you might be asking, what are NSVs? Non-scale victories. It's the health and life improvements that result when you make changes in your life that have nothing to do with the number on the scale. And they may even be small, little changes, but they end up bringing you victories, non-scale victories. It's things like having more stamina and increasing your mobility and being able to fit into an old pair of jeans. If you are someone who only focuses on the scale and moving that number lower, and that's your only measure of success, then you probably don't notice or pay attention to or celebrate the non-scale victories. What I tell people is that the scale is just a number, and what it really is a snapshot of that moment in time on that given day. And we know that there's a lot of things that can impact the number for better or for worse. But to take our journey to wellness, to living a healthier and better life, and reduce it to just that single number on the scale means that we are doing ourselves a disservice. And a better, truer picture of how well you're doing, how much progress you're making, is to recognize the different improvements that you are experiencing and recording each and every day. I recently reached out to my students and my clients, and I asked them to weigh in on this topic. No pun intended. And here are the responses that I received when I posed the question to them. What are your non-scale victories from regularly working out? And this is what I heard. Increased energy, fitting more easily into clothes, helping to be more calm when things are crazy all around me, fitting into clothes I haven't been able to wear for a while, having a clearer mind and better focus, having balanced emotions, having the balance of both yin and yang energy, having better, longer, deeper sleep, making healthier eating choices, doing exercises that have helped reduce overall pain. And my dear and wonderful and delightful student Christine said, sleeping better, moving throughout the day with little or no pain, and feeling lighter within, no bloating. I loved each and every one of these answers, and every response reminded me why I do what I do and why exercise, movement, nutrition are all so important. If you've ever participated, like I have, in a program like Weight Watchers, a key takeaway is that when we begin to embark on changing our lives through nutrition and exercise, it is important, imperative really, to remember your why you're doing it. So if this is something that you've struggled with in the past, trying to figure out why it's important to get up every day and exercise, and why you should be eating more fruits and vegetables and less Doritos and Oreos and burgers and fries, the non-scale victories are a great place for you to start. They'll be particularly helpful and motivating to you if you start to get frustrated when you don't see a change in the number on the scale. NSVs focus on what we talk about here every week: living well, feeling better, getting stronger, and striving to live longer and healthier. So your goal for yourself might be getting healthier, or it might be weight loss. Whatever your reason is, building a healthier life is a wonderful why. And we should keep that in the back of our minds, the reasons that we do what we do on our wellness journey. So of course, all of this takes effort and time and patience and diligence, and I'm here to encourage you along the way, to keep you motivated, to keep you on track. What we need to do is to work on developing healthier eating and movement habits. If we decide to focus just on our weight, the number on the scale, and I know a lot of people for whom this is their one and only why, not only can this be quite limiting to you and maybe cause you to lose your motivation, but we won't learn or even notice these non-scale victories. We won't learn how to celebrate them and notice them. And those non-scale victories, that's what's going to help lift our spirits, reinforce our why, and help us to identify results that go beyond the number on the scale. So I would like you to take the focus off the weight and the number on the scale and to focus on these non-scale victories. So let's go through some of them. Starting with the fact that the unworn clothes in your closet and your drawers will thank you. Because like the students and clients of mine who I polled about this topic, you will notice if you stick to your healthier eating and moving habits that things will begin to fit better than they used to. This has nothing to do with the number on the scale, but your clothes will let you know that your weight is changing before the scale lets you know. And if your clothes are fitting better and you're feeling more comfortable in them, then you're going to notice right away that your efforts are paying off. A lot of studies have been done on this topic, and it is interesting, the results that I've read, because it's a very large divide between the wearing of clothing when it comes down to men and women. It's a much higher percentage of women that want to lose weight because they want to look better and feel more comfortable in their clothes than men. And also, when it comes to our age, appearance, according to the studies, is especially important and motivating for people who are younger. Another reason that we should be looking to celebrate non-scale victories is because those are the things that are going to make our life richer and fuller. Because if we keep up with a regular routine of exercising and eating well, we're going to start to notice that we're going to be able to do more of the things that we love and want to do. It's going to be easier to play with your grandchildren on the floor. You might find it easier, less painful to work in your garden, and maybe you'll be able to stay out there longer. You'll be able to dance to your favorite music without losing your breath. You'll be able to go up and down the stairs in your home or when you're out and about without feeling like you can't make it to the top, that you have to take in between. When you go to take your evening walk, you'll find yourself being able to walk longer. These are all things we should celebrate. Like the students and the clients that I reached out to about this topic, a non-scale victory that you may find is that you will have more energy and stamina. When you increase your physical activity and you eat more nutritious food, you're bound to end up feeling more energy and feeling healthier overall. And this right there is a reason, increased energy. It could be one of the top reasons why we want to adopt a healthier and more active lifestyle. You may notice that you're going to be able to fall asleep more easily. A lot of sleep studies have been done that say that people who don't get enough movement in the day have a very hard time falling asleep at night. That exercise helps to establish a very healthy circadian rhythm, very healthy pattern of waking and sleeping. And so if you're able to lose a few pounds, that would be great. But if you improve the quality and quantity of your sleep, the weight could naturally come off because you'll be less likely to be hangry and less likely to make bad food choices. Another non-scale victory is that you will be able to up your fitness game. Exercise gives us a lot of health benefits, a lot of lowering of risks of disease. But when you move more than you've been used to moving, you're going to notice, and it could be gradual, and I see this with my students and clients, that without even taking note of it, all of a sudden they're able to do more reps of a certain exercise, they're able to use heavier weights, they're able to participate in longer sessions of exercise, longer classes. They're able to reach their arms up higher over their head. They're able to bend in a forward fold all the way down to the ground because the movement begets more movement and it creates more flexible muscles and fascia. And when our body is more flexible, our arteries are more flexible, all of this is going to help us to feel better, look better, and to be able to increase the duration and the intensity of your exercise workouts. So we can have small goals. I always tell people start with 2 or 3 reps of something, work up to 5 and 12 and 15, and before you know it, you'll be doing 20 or 30 reps of an exercise, or go from 5 or 10 minutes. Next thing you know, 30 minutes is what you're doing, and that won't be enough. You're going to want to go longer. Try to exercise at least 5 times a week. And if you do as my students do, and you combine weight training or strength exercise as exercises with your cardio and your breathing, you're going to see a lot more non-scale victories, and one of which is this upping of your overall fitness. Many people have complained to me over the years about feeling like they're dealing constantly with brain fog, that their mind is losing its sharp edge. And I always try to steer them towards nutrition. I find that it's not the standard American diet of the fried foods and heavy on the carbs and dairy and sugar that is the problem. The problem is that even people who feel like they're eating healthy are not getting enough nutrition. They're not getting enough vitamins and minerals into their daily menu plan. So when you change your diet and you start taking in more minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, you may lose a lot of weight in the process. But a really great non-scale victory is that you will feel sharper. Your thinking skills are very likely going to improve. You're going to have an increased attention span, better memory, and your mental processing will be better and faster. So the bottom line is that when you make these positive health changes, you're going to help a lot of organs in your body to function better, not the least of which is your brain. How about this for a non-scale victory? Your hair, your eyes, your nails, and your skin will all look better. Healthy eating, regular exercise helps to circulate the blood and the oxygen throughout your whole body. And when you couple that with eating lots of fruits and vegetables, leaning more towards a plant-based diet, these benefits are going to show up in your skin, clearer skin, brighter eyes, stronger nails, faster growing hair. When we start eliminating the top allergens, the foods that you may not even know that you have an insensitivity to, but they're causing a disruption in your systems. When you eliminate dairy products and the white foods, white bread and sugar, you're going to do a lot of things here, helping your energy, helping your organs to function better, sleeping better at night, but it's going to show up in your skin, your nails, your hair. Start taking in more antioxidant rich foods and vegetables. When you do that, it also helps to prevent your skin from sun damage. And that's going to help you overall too. I think that a great non-scale victory, and one of my students mentioned this, is about focusing on inches instead of pounds. That when you start exercising regularly, when you add in strength or weight training, you may notice this, just like I said earlier about your clothes are starting to fit better. You may notice that all of a sudden you have to tighten your belt, that your muscles are going to start to pop. It's going to be less of you being concerned about that number on the scale, and you're going to be focusing and celebrating how much better you look. I think a wonderful thing to celebrate of having a healthier lifestyle is that we become responders instead of reactors. And what do I mean by this? I mean that your coping mechanisms will be better and healthier. You're not just going to react quickly to something. And so many people say that when stress comes in, so do the bad foods. That we've kind of trained ourselves when whatever it is that's stressing us out, whatever it could be an illness, a trauma, some conflict in our lives, some whatever is causing the stress, that we end up increasing the amount that we eat or stress eating, using it to give us an excuse to eat bad foods, to feel like that's the reward that we need to give ourselves. And this just becomes a habit over time. So if we can keep the endorphins up through exercise, we're going to be able to control the release of the chemical release of the hormones in our body that will trigger us to become stress eaters. Instead, we will respond better when stress comes into our lives. I love hearing from people that something that they like to celebrate is that they are experiencing less pain. Your joints will thank you if you are regularly exercising. Losing weight itself reduces the stress on the joints in your body, especially the parts of your body that are bearing your weight, like your back and your legs and your feet, your knees. And so as your weight decreases, you're going to feel less pain overall, specifically less joint pain. I have a neighbor of mine who successfully cut out all of the bad oils in her life, and she's able to take much longer walks now. And it's a wonderful non-scale victory that she's been celebrating because she feels better, she has less pain, and she's been able to enjoy walking regularly and walking longer and better. Your friends, your family, your coworkers, they're going to thank you for this healthy lifestyle because you're going to get your pleasing personality back. And that is another non-scale victory to celebrate. The fact that your mood will improve. So many studies have been done about this, about how even losing just a few pounds helps people to lessen the severity of their depression symptoms, boost their mood, and that they feel higher as well as feeling lighter, and that this high from exercising and feeling better and looking better is something that really lasts longer than the weight loss. Your numbers are also part of the victory, and I don't mean the numbers on your scale. I'm talking about your medical marker numbers. The more you live this healthy lifestyle, the better your numbers are going to be. When you make healthy changes to your diet and your exercise routines, all of a sudden your blood sugar is going to get balanced, your blood pressure is going to go down, your cholesterol is going to get back in check, and you're going to realize with these non-scale victories that you are making important, lifelong changes in your health. One of the other things I love about eating healthy, and I celebrate this every day, is that you will see a rainbow every single day in front of you. And that rainbow is going to be on your plate. Because if you fill up your plate with fruits and vegetables instead of meat and potatoes and white pasta, white rice, white bread, your food, your meals are going to be filled with color. When you start eating foods like leafy greens and orange sweet potatoes and butternut squash and red and green and yellow peppers, you're going to feel as bright and bold as your plate looks. Lastly, your wallet will thank you because you're going to have more disposable income. When we have bad food habits, when we buy a lot of processed packaged foods, when we are triggered to drive through the fast food lane, we talked about this in the last podcast, you're going to be doing less meal prep and more eating out. You're going to be eating less whole foods and more processed ones. And when you switch all that and start eating healthier, not only will your body thank you, but your budget will too. So while weight loss could be your number one health goal right now, it is for so many people. And we go back to those commercials. They're trying to hit us where it hurts. That's why there's so much media targeting us and our concern about the scale. And I think it's important to pay attention to the scale from time to time. But we need to remember that the number on the scale is not the only way to measure your success. I want you to start noticing and celebrating your many non-scale victories, those NSVs. Those NSVs are what's going to get you motivated, keep you motivated, and help you on this long-term journey to living a healthier, better, longer, stronger life. So I want you to start looking around, paying close attention to the things that are changing for the better in your life and celebrate them. Whether it's an improved mood, being able to eliminate the medications that you're on, sleeping better, walking longer distances, being able to lift heavier weights, having less brain fog, being able to cross your legs, being able to walk faster, not needing to ask the flight attendant for the seatbelt extender when you're on a plane, no more heavy breathing when you're going up the stairs, lowering your A1C levels and your cholesterol and your blood pressure, drinking more water, having more regular and healthier bowel movements, having less joint pain, no more aches and pains, getting rid of your heartburn and your acid reflux, being able to ride an amusement park ride that you couldn't fit on before, being able to get up and down off your floor with no pain at all, being able to bend down to the lowest shelves at the grocery store, having better, stronger immunity and catching less colds, finding yourself thinking a lot less about food and enjoying your life more, enjoying being more balanced, stronger, less stressed, and looking and feeling the best that you can. Start appreciating the effort that you're putting in and investing into becoming healthier. Celebrate those non-scale victories. They are a very big deal. And as we've discussed here today, they are life-changing and they are most definitely life-improving. And I want you to keep going. I don't want you to give up. And I want you to always remember that you have someone in your corner. That's me. I'm going to celebrate those NSVs right along with you. Do me a favor, do yourself a favor, share your NSVs. Let me know what you are celebrating, your non-scale victories. And you know that as always, I'm not only cheering you on, I am wishing you well.